Living with sensory processing disorder can be a challenging experience for both families and children. The daily struggles faced by those with sensory processing disorder often go unnoticed, leaving parents whose children struggle with sensory-related behavior or other issues to feel judged, to even feel isolated. It can be hard to go out to the stores, out to movies, go to school, haircuts, go on vacations, or even go to restaurants when these kiddos get so overwhelmed. Today, we will explore what sensory processing disorder is, its symptoms, its causes, some triggers, and all available care options to you. If you feel like you've tried everything and are running out of hope as your child's sensory processing issues spill over into chronic challenges like ADHD, anxiety, and even autism, then this video is for you. We will talk about addressing the root cause of sensory processing disorder and improving the neurological function. It's most commonly due to an excessive sympathetic nervous system. We call that fight or flight or gas pedal. This gas pedal response within the brain, or in turn, a suppressed or weakened parasympathetic rest and relaxation side of the nervous system, we call that more brake pedal. I'm going to talk about one main test in our office, heart rate variability, or HRV as it's known, which can help us assess the imbalance and provide the care to calm the sensory storms in the long term. Overwhelm was certainly the case for Logan's parents, one of my favorite kiddos. He tried everything, every traditional therapy and method out there to calm the sensory storm and to help him better manage his emotions, calm his behavior, and get his body to appropriately recognize sensory cues or even common everyday things like going to the bathroom and even getting dressed. Just like millions of other children, Logan struggled with sensory processing issues, even as early as infancy. And despite what his parents were told by their pediatrician again and again and again, he did not grow out of it. Instead, his sensory nervous system grew into more stress, more dysfunction, and more everyday struggles. Finally, though, his parents heard about our Perfect Storm work and the network of docs that we work with, and we were able to learn what's really causing Logan's sensory processing disorder and how they could help calm Logan's sensory storm naturally. Naturally without the use of drugs or even traditional therapies like PT, OT, speech language pathology, those types of things. Sensory processing disorder is a condition that affects how the brain processes and responds to sensory information from the environment. Individuals with sensory processing disorder struggle to filter and interpret every sensory input effectively. So symptoms then of sensory processing disorder include hypersensitivity to stimuli, sensory overload, and even sensitivity to light, sound, touch, taste, smell, those types of things. These symptoms can lead to behavioral issues, meltdowns, tantrums, and difficulties with everyday functions. Sensory processing disorder is strongly correlated with early exposure to stressful events and physical injuries during pregnancy, during labor and delivery, and even early infancy and childhood. These factors can disrupt neurosensory development and contribute to the development of sensory processing disorder. As a pediatric chiropractor, we assess as physical stress, which can be called subluxation. It can also be called dysautonomia. It can also be called vagus nerve dysfunction. We address these issues head on as they play a significant role in these sensory challenges. Subluxation, which is chiro speak for stress stuck on, but this refers to misalignment, fixation, and decreased range of motion in the neurospinal system. This can then contribute to neurological interference and imbalance within our nervous system, specifically our autonomic nervous system. This is why drug-free care options for sensory processing disorder include neurologically-focused pediatric chiropractic care, which aims to address the root cause of this neurological dysfunction. This approach focuses on restoring balance to the autonomic nervous system and the vagus nerve function. One key test, called heart rate variability, or HRV for short, can be used to measure the parasympathetic nervous system activity and monitor progress in children with sensory processing disorder. The HRV, along with other tests such as our neurothermal exam and our neurosensory EMG exam, can provide a comprehensive assessment of neurological function. Let's dive into some HRV scans of a kiddo in our office with sensory processing disorder. I'm going to show you exactly where they started and how the progress through care went for these kiddos. So let's pull this up. All right. So as we can see right away, first scan, we've got our brake pedal, or excuse me, our gas pedal system and our brake pedal system. So gas pedal, sympathetic, that's fight or flight response. That's stress stuck on, that's protection mode. So you can see right away with that sensory processing disorder, more often than not, their system is stuck with the gas pedal on. So what that does then is it suppresses the brake pedal system, the resting, the digesting, the healing, the rejuvenating, the regenerating, the cell development, the neuronal development, those good things. So over this course of care, what we notice is that the little white dot starts to calm, go more baseline, and it starts to increase, filling their tank back up. Not only with sensory processing disorder do we have an imbalance of gas pedal and brake pedal, but these kiddos are also worn out. So if you look at their autonomic activity index, 61 is basically saying that you start your day with about 61% battery life. You know your cell phone's not going to make it through the end of the day without just complete exhaustion. So over time, what we see is that continues to increase, 64, and then on the third set of scans, so these are about 3 months apart total from 1 to 3, so about 6 weeks with each one. But from beginning to end, we increase that by about almost 20%. We can see a 76%, excuse me, almost by 15%. We can see a 76% activity index starting with a 61. And if we go to the balance index and put numbers on that, we go from a 55 all the way to a 91. So this kiddo, same kid, but in this case, this position for his system is much more relaxed, much more at ease, much more balanced. Our nervous system loves order, it loves organization, it does not like chaos. So when we've got more order and organization and balance, whatever the stimuli are coming in from our environment, our system is going to be able to handle that more appropriately, and then we've got a more desirable output. Pretty cool, isn't it? So if we go back to talking to you, we then know that neurologically focused chiropractic care through neurotonal adjustments can help to improve this subluxation and dysautonomia, which is a tough word to say sometimes, leading to a decrease in sensory overload and improvements in sleep, motor planning, digestion, behavior, and emotional regulation. Addressing the root causes in the nervous system of sensory processing disorder can lead to better outcomes and faster results. Living with sensory processing disorder can be challenging, but the right support and care, children with sensory processing disorder can thrive and get past their challenges. The earlier parents and providers are able to address the root causes and improve the neurologic dysfunction, the better and the faster the results that you will see. It's been many years since Logan was stuck deep in the sensory storm, and now he's going into 8th grade, thriving in school, and truly living his best life. So remember, you're not alone in this journey. There is help available. If you want to get your kiddos scanned, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can help. Thanks.